Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Space Service Hub launch event. My name is Cornel Bogaert. I work for Eurizi. Today we're presenting this new space outreach platform, which showcases satellite-based solutions in different sectors. We will dive into this platform to travel through an animated version of our planet Earth. We will also meet the different companies that have been integrated so far in this platform. You will also be able to ask your questions. From the Eurizi side, first of all, we're a non-profit association. We are based in Paris at the premises of the European Space Agency, and we gather around 20 space agencies, mostly national space agencies and other offices dealing with space affairs across Europe. And what we do is mainly communicate about satellite applications. This is really to raise awareness of satellite applications in different areas. This can be from smart cities, for instance, monitoring air quality, urban heat islands, solutions for mobility, but also applications in the maritime sector, for instance, for again monitoring pollution at sea, illegal activities, coastal erosion. But we have also thematic areas of health, public health, sports, the environment, and so on. Within these specific areas, we also try to be a matchmaker. So we try to connect space and non-space communities. And our objective is really to focus on the end users. So with end users, we mean this can be anything from public authority, a city administration, a port authority, schools. So every organization or even researchers that make use of satellite applications. And we try to focus on their story. So how did they get in touch with space data? How are they using it? What are some of the challenges they faced? What are the benefits they get in their daily activities? By sharing their story, we hope to also inspire their peers. So similar organizations or end user or potential end users that can see their story and that can think maybe, hey, this is interesting. We can also rely on such data and take inspiration from those stories. And then as a third pointer, we also aim to be an advisor. So we try to make the link back to the policy level. So informing them about potential barriers in the uptake of space-derived innovation into society. And so, for instance, under our thematic area of space for cities, we organized a few workshops over the last few years. And some of the main takeaways that we gathered are listed here in this slide. First of all, we identified that there is still a lack of awareness among public administration. First of all, about the existence of services based on satellite applications. And so there's a need to better communicate about the existence of these kind of applications, even through mainstream media and other channels to really reach a wider audience. Of course, more case studies are required. So we're trying to build always our database of success stories that you can find on the Eurizi website. But of course, more new and there's always a need for more case studies. And we try to present these to the general public, so trying to use their own language, so avoiding technical terminology, but really make it understandable and to really let them see the benefits, how they can use it in their daily activities. And of course, the key here is to focus on their needs. So we try to respond to the actual user priorities how we can help them to embed these kind of solutions in their daily activities and operations. And so, of course, it also helps if the solution requires little maintenance or technical skill, maybe some training, but it's always good if it's focused on the priorities and needs of the user. And so this is also something that was identified in the European Association for Remote Sensing Companies industry survey last year. So there, what has been identified as the main barriers to growth, for instance, was a lack of conviction for customers. So of course, this is only related to Earth observation specifically. So I should mention that it does not take into account satellite communication applications or positioning services. But nevertheless, it can be interesting to observe what was identified here as the main barrier on the market. So lack of awareness is also seen as one of the major barriers. So there is still a lot of work to do there to show the benefit of satellite applications, and similar outcomes in the startup survey. So here again we see that the biggest challenge observed by the startups was market and user acceptance. So they struggle to find new customers, and there's also a lack of development funding, as also a bit highlighted by the previous presentation by Sandra. And then we see that when it comes to customer uptake, again, there is the lack of awareness of the utility of Earth observation, and that customers are not always willing to invest in the total solution. So there's still they need to be convinced of the benefits that Earth observation solutions can provide them in their activities. And so this is one of the reasons also why we came up with the Space Service Hub as an outreach platform. So first of all, to raise awareness of satellite solutions tackling societal challenges that are relevant today. So we try to promote these kind of new solutions to end user communities. And we try to describe these products, for instance, with the videos that we will show in just a few moments. That we will, you will see that we try to make them very understandable in a non-technical way. Of course, the solutions themselves are often they can be complex, they can be technical, but of course, to use them, it's not always as difficult as sometimes they are perceived. And so that's really what we try to demonstrate with this platform. So we try to also make them visual. So we on the one hand, we give the companies that have been integrated extra visibility, so it's kind of a marketing tool for them, but it's also serving an overall purpose to show what space can do for society. So that is really the underlying objective of the platform. So to really grant permanent visibility for a platform that reaches beyond, you could say, the traditional barriers of the space sector. So we try to bring this in a unique setting. And so what does it include? So first of all, there is a virtual reality tool. So the Space Service Hub, it includes two aspects. So the virtual reality tool is one of them. And so we try to bring this virtual reality to different events. So for instance, the first one was the ISC in Dubai, where we also announced the winners of the competition. And so this was the first event where we brought it, but in the meantime, we've also brought it with us to, for instance, a sport innovation conference in Belgium. There was two events related to the maritime sector in Italy and in France. And last month, we also brought it to the Space Summer Festival in Brussels. And something that we observe is that really it's an engaging tool. And it inspires, different, a variety of audiences, because sometimes we even have, like, at the Space Summer Festival, we had some kids trying out the virtual reality tool, and it's just a nice way for them to have a fun experience, because you start the virtual reality experience in space, and so they feel like they are an astronaut. At the same time, it's also interesting for professionals, because they can see the videos in the virtual reality tool explaining the different solutions. They ask questions. So it's an engaging tool for different audiences. So that's also what we try to come up with. And the second aspect of the Space Service Hub is this 3D web platform. So it's an animated version of our planet, and we will dive into this this web platform in a moment. So we will visit the different areas and the different solutions. So in this final slide, I'll just give you an overview of the companies that are integrated for now in this platform. So you see that 3 of them are coming from the Startup Competition 2020, and then the other 5, they are coming from the Global Space Markets Challenge. So now we will dive into this web platform. So hopefully everything is working fine. So let me just share my screen again. And then I will show you how it looks. So here you're on the main page of Euresi. I think you should be able to see the screen. And so if we go on the Space Service Hub here, so this is the 3D web platform, and it should be loading now. So I hope everyone can see the screen. And as you can see here, we have planet Earth, so in space, and so you can just scroll around, and so you have here the overview of 3 different areas. So there is the rural area, there is also a coastal area, and then here we have the urban area. So, and you can see here there's also a menu to go to the different areas. You can also zoom out if you want. And here you have more information about the service, the Space Service Hub as a project. So without further ado, let's dive in the first area. So if you just click here or here, you will jump to that specific area. So you can see that here is the indicator to swipe. So you can just swipe around and see the different, see the environment and see the different applications that have been integrated here. So the first area is the urban area, and you can see that so we have here 3 solutions. So maybe we can start with the first one, which is the cosmic water leaks, the solution of cosmic water leaks. Actually, I want to showcase the video first. Now let's just watch this first video.
Water is a precious and fundamental asset for life that is often mismanaged and wasted. Globally, about 30% of the water resources fed into distribution networks is wasted due to water losses. The new cosmic water leak system uses the analysis of microparticles of spatial origin to identify water losses on each type of underground. The instrument exploits the interactions between cosmic rays and the materials they encounter on Earth, such as hydrogen atoms contained in water. It can be mounted on a road vehicle to help water suppliers detect and locate water leaks in underground pipelines. Thanks to a Galileo GNSS positioner, high humidity areas can automatically be georeferenced with an accuracy of a 3.5 meter radius at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour.
I think I can now ask Enrico Schiazzaro, if I pronounce that correctly, who is responsible for sales and also actively participates and collaborates in the organization of the national and international events, and is also the company representative during trade fair events. So Enrico, you can now maybe say a few words about the solutions that we saw in the video. So to search for water leaks in public and private distribution networks. So Enrico, I think you can now take the floor. You're there.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm really pleased to be part of this launch event today. So many thanks to everyone. I really love this video, and I will use it for market commercializations. First of all, I want to say that the target market of Cosmic, due to the draft that afflicts Italy in this period, really changed in the way now we have a lot of requests because in the first year, in 2021, the tool was tested from the main water manager in Italy. They found a lot of advantage in using a cosmic technology because the technology is really disruptive because we moved the standard water leak detection from 3 kilometers of water nectar checked for day to 100 or more than 100 kilometers checked per day from a single team. This is very disruptive and is very and the water manager loved our solutions. And the winning of the ESA Startup Competition 2020 gave to Cosmix the possibility to make investments and to move from TRLL 4 to TRLL 7 that now we have reached, and to build about 4 prototypes now that are working in the national territory. This was not the only thing that the ESA Startup Competition gave to Cosmix, because the visibility that the winning gives to Cosmix is unpayable. We have now reached from water leak manager from all over the world, and so the thing we have to do now is to move faster as we can to the TRL9 to satisfy the market requirements. Because now we are now able to work in the national territory from the north to south of Italy. We are now checking more than 10,000 kilometers in 2022, and the aim from 2023 is to work worldwide, moving even our business model from the full services we are providing now to data and services to satisfy the worldwide requirements. For now, we are developing the instruments and the software parts mainly. We have now reached, as I told, the TRL 7, and since the 1st of July of this year, we started the new incubation phases in Lazio Nova, and the aim is to reach TRL 9 till the end of 2023. This means that we are now analyzing a lot of data, a lot of water leaks. We know that the average of the water leaks in Italy is more than 40%, and now, due to the drought that afflicts our cities, we are now in a real big problems, and we are now moving from the north to the south every day, and we are every day in emergency. So the first things we was quite afraid of was that the markets doesn't want to accept a new technology, space-derived solutions such as Cosmix deals with. But the truth is quite different. The truth is that water manager needs to check more than 3 kilometers per day of water network per teams, and so we have developed a solutions that fits perfectly what market needs in this moment and in these periods. Plus, in Europe now we have the PNRR solutions that involves even new technologies, even in water leaks detection. So as it all, our solution now fits very well the market requirements. So many thanks to ESA support and to Eurigi support that give us the possibility to reach that state of art and to satisfy the target markets.
Thanks a lot, Enrico. And I would also just remind the audience, so in case they have any questions on this for the video, for the solution, or want to know more, so they can also use the chat or the Q&A here. And if you want, I can also maybe activate your microphone later on. So if you want to take the floor for a question, just ask in or put your question in the chat, and we can address them later on. So for now, let's get back to the Space Service Hub. And for the next solution, we have here, so it should be latitude of 40. So here in the green area of the city. And so you can see, so if you click on the solution, you always have a short description of the solution. You have the video, and then you can also visit the website here. So let's have a look at their solution before we get to their representative. So enjoy the video.
Climate change is generating disastrous consequences around the globe. The impact of natural disasters such as fires, floods, heat waves, torrential rains, are also felt in cities. In order to support climate action in urban planning, Latitudo 40 developed the Urban Data Analytics Platform. Using artificial intelligence algorithms and geospatial analysis, it combines satellite imagery to map buildings and trees, and to monitor a city's environmental risks, such as pollution, floods and heat islands. The platform provides a means to discover the evolution of urban areas, calculate the relationship between cars and green areas, analyze trends and patterns, monitor urban mobility flows, detect illegal constructions, and much more. The data and information allow urban planners to analyze possible actions, simulating their impact in the future to optimize decision-making towards carbon neutrality.
So there we go. So I would now like to ask Gaetano Volpe, who is the founder and CEO of Latitudo 40. He's constantly focused on supporting companies and organizations in their digital transformation, as you could see already in the video. So Gaetano, if you want to elaborate a bit more, please, you can now take the floor.
Yeah. Good morning. It's a pleasure for me to be here in this launch event of Space Hub, and we are working to offer a new tool for cities. We are experiencing this extreme heat in this period. The temperature in cities is increasing, and the new planning strategy need to focus more on resilience and on sustainability. For this, we created our solution to help cities, organizations, urban planners to have the right tools to design the cities of the future. And we designed our solution together with cities, in particular with the city of Turin, after our acceleration period in Techstars, then with city of Barcelona, Naples, and Helsinki. Actually, our solution is evolving, applying and creating new algorithms, in particular to extract more actionable insight from satellite images, and how to integrate this satellite data with other data that cities have, but they don't know how to use. Last week, we met a couple of city digital digital officers, and they told us an interesting cities. The cities don't need to have more platform, but need to have more actionable insight, how to extract information, signals from the noise. And here our solution is working very, very well, also because we are working with the images from Copernicus constellation, and we applied on these images a couple of interesting algorithms. First of all, the super resolution, so we can transform the 10-meter resolution Copernicus Sentinel-2 images at 1.51 meter resolution, so we can increase the knowledge that can be extracted from this image, and we are in a new, more detailed land cover, land use map. The second one is an innovative algorithm that is launched a couple of years ago that helps us to have a land surface temperature very, very, very detailed, because we trained our algorithms on thermal images, and we applied now on Sentinel-2 images using some bands of this constellation. And now we can identify urban heat islands, and also going in the past, we can analyze trends. So all these tools, all these things is to identify how satellite images can be used, can offer an help for the future. Now we started a very interesting new project also in terms of large countries outside Europe, because we started the project with Statistics Canada, and in this case we are using Sentinel-2 images with super resolution to identify very quickly new building sites and to avoid this organization to use commercial image from Maxar in particular. And our solution now offers 20 times less cost for the organization, from 80 million to 4 million per year to monitor the camera. So ESA is helped us in this journey, first of all, with the incubation in Lazio Innova ESA PIC. Then we applied to a kick-off activity, kickstart activity as a space for municipalities. This was the start of our journey. After this initial period, we developed our company and we received a big help from Techstars with the acceleration in Turin. And now we are on the market. We have customers in Italy, in Europe, outside Europe, and we are involved also in a very big project that will start next year in China, funded by Beidou, to monitor around 500,000 of square kilometers in China. So we are happy here, we are happy to be here, we are happy to share our experience with other startups and with space community. And our mission, our thought is that space is a very fantastic tool to improve sustainability and resilience of our place and to design better cities and better place in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gaetano. And I will now again jump back to the Space Service Hub. And again, no, this is the wrong one. And again, for everyone, so I see that we already have a few questions in the Q&A. So please do not hesitate to write down your questions if you have any of them. So let's get back to the next one. So here in this urban area, we have one final solution. And this one is the Tectia. So they are coming also from the Global Space Markets Challenge. So again, here you can find more information. So if you want to visit their website, you can just click here. And yeah, we will now watch also their promotional video in just 1 minute before we get over to them.
Thousands of infrastructures around the world do not have any monitoring system. The lack of preventive maintenance and early detection of failures generate large economic and human losses. Detectia has developed iRadar, an infrastructure monitoring tool that generates early warnings based on the latest satellite radar technologies and artificial intelligence. Without the need for ground instrumentation, satellite remote sensing is able to detect even the smallest movements of infrastructure. Infrastructure managers can now benefit from satellite-based automatic monitoring integrated into a digital infrastructure management tool. Apart from early warning system, the web platform provides visual information on the status of large works and infrastructure. This not only reduces running costs and incidents, but also improves resilience and safety in all the phases of the asset life cycle, from design and construction to exploitation.
Okay, so now I would like to give the floor to Candela Sancho, who is the founder of the Tectia. And yeah, as you can see from the video, they aim to revolutionize the control and maintenance of large engineering works, helping to create safer and more efficient and durable infrastructures. So Candela, please, you can now elaborate a bit more on the solution and also the benefits maybe of the competition.
So thank you very much for the invitation to be part of this launching event. So in the Tectia, as we have all seen in the video, we monitor these small movements of the ground and infrastructure that are not visible to the naked eye. So how we do it with this satellite technology that provides information on what's happening in a very large area, because we all know in a city there are several construction, renovation projects happening at the same time. The building of a new building, construction of metro lines, renovations. So it all affects the city. So for instance, we are working in a in a construction project in a highway in one of the largest cities in the world. So what happened? We did an analysis of how the city, the area of work moved over the past 5 years. And guess what? The manager changed the design of the foundations of a bridge because we now understand better the behavior of the ground, because not all the cities stay on really stable surface. And also, when you have some construction, you might affect the blocks nearby your works, but also buildings that are far away. So in trying to optimize and generate more objective information, we generate building health indices. So we can visually see really fast how is the structural health of this unit of these buildings. And we have published a paper and we have this metric and this limit where we know if a building is moving that more than this threshold, this building is getting affected by some of the nearby constructions. So everything at the moment via our API is integrated into any geographic information system, any building information model or digital twins. And not only the information, because realize really when you have a large construction works, a lot of managers, they already have a lot of information. So what they want is early warnings. They really want to know when something anomalous is happening. So we have an automatic early warning system that every time we have a new update of the satellite imagery, the manager of the works gets an alarm, like we have detected an anomalous behavior in the time series related to this part of your infrastructure related to this building. So they can have a look into what's happening. And for us, what's the main benefit of being one of the winners of the Global Space Market Challenge? As Sandra and Cornel already mentioned, it's really hard to enter into new markets and getting new clients. So for us, having the support of the ESA commercialization in our back, like saying, hey, we participated, we are the winner. So that gives us like a strong, how will you say, like it's giving us a lot of support when we talk to the clients and when we want to validate our solution and we want to be strong in front of the client. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Candela. And so now maybe before we get over to the next area, we can have some time for questions. So for instance, I see that there is a first question, which I hope was partly answered with my presentation. So the question goes as follows. So ESTEC, USPA, ESA, Commercialization Gateway, and Space Service Hub, are they all under the same roof? So maybe you can explain the organizational structure. So yes, well, of course, the European space ecosystem is a bit complex with all these different institutions, different organizations. Because of course, USPA and ESA, they are different. So USPA is the European or is the space agency for the European Union space program. So the memberships are different. The organizational structure is different. So not all the members overlap. And if you look at now the Space Service Hub, this is only part. It's being developed by EURISI. So it's under the roof of ESA, but at the same time, it's just it's a small. I mean, it has only 8 companies integrated so far. So it's a platform that we want to expand in the future. For now, it's just serving the purpose to promote space activities and with these specific solutions and integrated. But we want to enlarge it towards the future to have more solutions there. But it gives already a good idea in different areas what space can do, and then of course you can get in touch with ESA or USPA to develop the market further. I think ESA has also a lot of activities under the business applications and ESA incubation centers. Maybe Sandra, if you are still there, maybe you want to elaborate a bit more on that. Also, the second question I think is for you. I don't know if you saw the second question, so maybe I'll just read it out loud.
We can.
So
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but so just for everyone, so so the new ESA, European Center for Space Economy and Commerce, is this also a part of this? So maybe you want to also elaborate a bit on these two questions.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Cornelia, for explaining kind of the structure. And indeed, it's quite complex European space. So just to highlight again, as you pointed out, that ESA, EUSPA are two different entities. The European Space Agency is an intergovernmental organization made up of 22 member states who pay contributions into the agency as such. EUSPA belongs to the European Union, and as you pointed out, the membership is slightly different. So maybe it's just good to highlight. Regarding the new Center for Space Commercialization, this is driven by ESA indeed. It's been inaugurated, I think, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? That is also like a center where you find more information on the internet as to how you can support it, how you become a member, etc. I hope that answers the question somewhat.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think that that answers it. And so, in case there are more questions also for about the solutions of the companies, so please do not hesitate. So I suggest that for now we move on. So we will also have during the final part of this event, I will also give the floor to all the company representatives again to share a bit, also future perspectives and also to discuss a bit, maybe also with some more questions from the audience to discuss a bit what are some of the challenges that are still ahead. So for now, I can go back to sharing my screen. So there we go. So now we go back to space. And we move on to the next area. So this should be the rural area. So we can also find it here. And we will now travel here to the farmlands. And as you can see, the first solution here we see is the one from Constellar. Unfortunately, we have no representative, or there was no one available. Given, it's a bit a tricky time period now with the summer break. But nevertheless, we can still show their video. And if you would like to get in touch, again, you can just click here to visit the website, or of course you can also contact me. I can also put you in touch with them. So now we will just watch the video.
Because the temperature of plants is regulated through the transpiration of water, one of the earliest signs of a plant lacking water is a rise in leaf temperature. Detection of this initial stress indicator is critical for early mitigation of vegetation damage and crop yield loss. Constella's thermal infrared sensor system, launched on a constellation of microsatellites, will monitor the temperature of every single field, anywhere on the planet, every day. This data provides the foundation for an early crop stress warning system, helping governments, producers, insurers and farmers react to water shortage and its effect on crop yields earlier and more affordably than ever before.
So then we go to another solution in rural areas, so which is also for agricultural applications. And so this one is from AUG Signals. And so let's also just watch the video here, and then we get over to the representative to explain a bit more about the solution. So there we go.
Regular monitoring and key growth stage prediction of crops are required for productivity improvement, disease control and planning activities such as harvesting. With the help of satellite data, farmers, insurers and policymakers can monitor vast crop fields in just a few clicks. AUG Signals Limited has developed an early season crop classification and crop phenology web-based monitoring tool. The crop growth stage estimation and prediction technology integrates images from spaceborne optical sensors complemented by synthetic aperture radar data. Combining the two has led to robust, scalable and proven technology to analyze crop type early in the season and to accurately estimate crop growth conditions of any specific crop field. The continuous monitoring can also support fraud detection and reduce the number of on-site inspections.
Okay, so now I want to give the floor to Sherry Nguyen. She's the Business and Communication Associate at AUG Signals. She joined the company in 2021, and Sherry participated in the ESA Global Space Market Challenge research activity and proposal writing, and she oversees the overall business, marketing, and public relations of the company. So, Sherry, you can now also take the floor.
Hello, good morning, everyone, and excellent video. Thanks again for the big support from both ESA and EuroC for organizing this event. I really appreciate it. And just a few words about AUG's technology. I'm pretty sure each of us probably heard about precision agriculture. And just to summarize what has been featured in the video, AUG's novel crop disease risk assessment and the crop monitoring web-based tool will provide near real-time information on the early crop classification, crop phenology, and soil moisture estimate derived from the Earth observation remote sensing data. AUG's web-based tool, it can now monitor canola, soybean, wheat, and crop corn crop types, but it can be the application can easily be extended to cover any type of crops using the freely available satellite data. In addition to that, in the latest development, our tool can generate a crop map showing a clear growth pattern even at the subfield level. That was demonstrated in the canola phenology estimates based on the crop growth stages data collected in the province of Manitoba in 2021. A few words about how the application works. Our web-based application showcases the interactive crop maps as featured in the video, and it provides field-by-field crop classification and correspond the growth stage distribution. The application will automatically incorporate new satellite data into its analytics when available and when there's predictive capabilities. And for us, as a winner of the Global Space Market Challenge, last year, as part of the reward, as Sandra mentioned, AUG was sponsored a trip to Dubai and to attend the award ceremony at the International Astronautical Congress. And during this event, our CEO, Dr. George Lampopoulos, he met with 3 connections, and we're still on the conversation, active conversation until nowadays to discuss business opportunity, not only about our remote sensing technology, but also for other solution as well. And in addition to that, the commercialization discussion are ongoing with our partners in Colombia and in Brazil. This is very exciting because in our commercialization plan, we did do a very intensive research about the markets, including Brazil. So so far everything is going as planned. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for your contribution, Sherry. And I understand it's you're now based in Toronto, so it's quite early there. So unfortunately, if you want to leave, that's fine. I will maybe, if there are any questions, I will make sure that they are delivered to you. So thanks again for making it and for being with us. So now. Thank you very much, Sherry. And then I will get back to the rural area. So for the next solution in this macro area, so moving on from crop monitoring, we go And here you see the last one. So this one is Satsang Solutions. So let's discover their solution in this promotional video here.
Hydropower is the most efficient form of electricity production and the largest source of affordable renewable energy. However, one of the biggest threats to the sustainability of hydropower projects and reservoirs is sedimentation. Traditional methods of evaluating sedimentation, such as the use of sediment traps and in-person surveys, pose challenges as sediment content varies considerably with flow rates and seasonal changes. Using satellite Earth observation, Satsang Solutions offers an automated evaluation of important parameters to facilitate effective sediment management. Via an intuitive web-based dashboard, plant operators can identify high erosion areas, develop and validate sediment rating curves, determine trap efficiency, measure sediment distribution and yields, evaluate seasonal trends and variations, and facilitate suitable sediment management practices.
Hey, so now I give the floor to Nikhil Balsari, who is the CFO and co-founder at Satsang Solutions. So as you can see from the video, they use satellite remote sensing to develop business and governance solutions, in this case for hydropower monitoring. And yeah, having worked in North America, Asia, and Europe, he has also extensive experience working in international business and finance. So we would like to hear more from you, so about the solution, and also maybe a bit about these new markets that you hopefully reached with the support of the Global Space Markets Challenge competition. So please go ahead, Nikhil.
Yeah, hi, Cornel. Good morning, everyone. So Cornel, firstly, thank you for putting together this lovely presentation. I think the 3D model looks really good. So yeah, just a brief on myself and the company and our solution. So I'm Nikhil Balsari, co-founder of Satsang Solutions. As you've seen in the video, satellite EO plays an important role in sediment assessment and solves a crucial problem for hydropower plants and reservoir managers. Now, hydropower is the single most efficient form of electricity production and currently supplies a fifth of the global energy needs. So according to the World Bank, sedimentation poses the greatest threat to the sustainability of hydropower plants by reducing storage capacity, damaging hydromechanical equipment, and sediment imbalances also cause adverse ecological effects like loss of habitat and coastal erosion. The sediment management is therefore critical to ensure hydropower plants and dams continue to provide economic and social benefits while also safeguarding the environment. Now, our solution can be assessed through an intuitive web-based application that has been successfully piloted at 2 hydropower companies. We're excited to roll out the solution to the wider industry, and we're looking forward to what the future holds. I'd like to thank UC for producing this video and for featuring the solution on this the Space Service Hub. I think the video and the 3D web platform will serve as an important marketing tool for reaching out to new customers and for creating awareness. Lastly, but most importantly also, I think being shortlisted for an ESA-sponsored competition has added more credibility to our team and a solution, and has given us more weightage when we talk to clients. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Nikhil. And I'm looking at the chat here. So I see that there is, first of all, a question for the first presenter. So this should be addressed to Enrico. So can you please spend a few words to explain what resolution is needed to monitor buried infrastructure? I would have thought that you needed a centimeter resolution. But you talked about a few meters, I think. So how is that enough to locate infrastructure precisely? So Enrico, I think this one is for you.
Yes, the precision of the tool is given by the GNSS positioning, of course, and we are now using the interpolation between GPS solution and Galileo solutions. Mainly, the Galileo solution AS is the one that gives the possibility to have the 3.2 now meter of radius of solutions at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. The slower we go, the more precise the instruments will be, of course. The first tests were conducted moving with a trolley, so we just go slowly and we have a precision of 10 centimeters. And the probe will work at 1.5 meter deep, more or less. For now, we have tested no more than 1.5 deeper because the pipelines more or less are at that tip.
Okay, thanks for addressing the question. So I think maybe we can move forward for now. So next up we have the coastal area. So let's travel back. First of all, travel back to space. So here's again our lovely planet, and we travel now to the coastal area. Here you will find two more solutions. And so the first one we are addressing here is orbital EOS. You can see here already there's an oil spill, so it's going to be about monitoring oil spill. So here is more about the solution, and then I will give the floor to Pablo. So you can watch the video here.
Industries such as oil and gas, port authorities, financial services, and insurance need to comply with current regulations, as well as social and environmental concerns to preserve our marine ecosystems and communities. Satellite-based Earth observation data is capable of detecting, predicting, measuring, and mitigating impacts of events, such as coastal erosion, pollution at sea, illegal fishing activities, and poor water quality. Orbital EOS provides information to optimize operations and to help businesses become more sustainable. Through analysis of space data imagery, the company helps marine operators to better measure and monitor operational risks at sea, and also leverage its use to improve other areas, such as asset management planning and monitoring.
So there we go. So I would like to ask Pablo Benumeda to take the floor. He's the operation officer and co-founder of the company, and so they combine operational, or he combines the operational experience with satellites and machine learning tools. So currently focused on the maritime sector, as you can see, and they provide services to the environmental agencies and oil and gas industries. So Pablo, if you want to take the floor, feel free.
Thank you, Cornel. Thank you, Risi and ESA for giving me the opportunity to present here today. It's a very impressive platform you have done. Yes, when I was starting dealing with oil pollution, it was in 2008 when I started working for SASEMAR, which is kind of a Spanish Coast Guard here in Spain. I've been working for 12 years in aerial remote sensing. So there was a moment that we started struggling and wondering, how much oil are we detecting? Because we really only were aware of the pollution in Spanish water. So we started seeing different papers, different research. One from the UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program, another one from the American Research Society. There was very different figures about that. Some of the studies says 1 million tons of oil reach the ocean each year. Some others says 4 million tons of oil reach the ocean each year. in the end, we realized, the founders, because Juan, my colleague, co-founder, he was working with me at the Coast Guard. It was there was no idea about that. So there was a moment we thought, okay, we have Copernicus. We can develop artificial intelligence just because we know how to do it, because we are very expert analysts. We just have to need someone to train this algorithm, and it's plenty of data. Copernicus gives us this opportunity of providing this kind of value. So that was the initial idea of starting the company. Let's monitor oil spills in a global scale. Up to the moment, the oil spills were detected only using SAR. Maybe because all of this started in Norway. In Norway, there are many clouds, and the sun is not shining like here in Spain. But we realized that we have plenty of optical satellites, not only SAR. So we increased this capacity. So our main goal was, okay, let's know if these 2 million tons, 1 million, 4 million, how much oil. So that's what the goal. In the way we have created this platform, so that we can provide value not only to the governments but to the corporate oil and gas companies. You know that nowadays every corporate needs to prove their environmental metrics. So it's the best way to provide value to them. Let's help them to know, to be aware about the impact in the water. So that's the way we are using Copernicus, and of course, having been a finalist and being in the Dubai Congress was like a huge speaker, and it provides like trustworthiness for our current and future clients. Say the ESA awarded us our solution, so it must be good in such a way. So thank you all for having this journey. It's been amazing.
Great to hear. Thanks a lot, Pablo. And then I get back to the coastal area, so to showcase the last solution. Oh, I forgot to include the sound, I think. So there we go. So moving on to the final company. So here we see the solution of EOMAP, and let's dive, no pun intended, in their video and to see their solution also related to hydropower operations.
When it comes to reservoir operations, harmful algal blooms and sediments are the main cost drivers. So far, reservoir owners had to rely on surveys carried out in person in selected areas to decide on activities such as flushing or dredging. With HYPOS, a novel satellite-based solution led by EOMAP, operators can now build a more accurate and comprehensive picture of their reservoir. In a few mouse clicks, HYPOS presents key water parameters of a reservoir. From identifying sediment baseline and seasonal trends, to surface temperature, and the distribution of markers for harmful algal blooms, and statistics and reports of the reservoir at any given point. All in all, HYPOS lifts hydropower operations to a new, more sustainable level.
So we should have Eva Haas with us. So Eva has a passion for mapping and monitoring aquatic environments, and in 2020 she became part of the EOMAP team. And as head of strategic accounts, she demonstrates the value of maritime and inland water solutions to commercial and governmental clients. And she believes that the best reward is to get feedback that the Earth observation solutions have increased our customers' efficiency, saved costs, and lowered their projects. So yeah, please feel free to tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, thank you, and hello everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as we did when we saw it for the first time. So I would also like to thank our host today for having the opportunity to be part of it and to present it today. As I was introduced, I'm Eva, Head of Strategic Accounts at EOMAP, and with this position, I'm looking for strategic partnerships and also new markets. And so the Global Market Challenge 21 was really fitting perfectly to our internationalization ambitions. EOMAP is a private high-tech company. We are focusing on satellite data analytics and software solutions, and we are specialized on aquatic environments. Our headquarters is in Germany, in Munich or south of Munich at the beautiful lake, and we have offices in the US, in Australia, Indonesia, and Dubai. And one of the markets that we are already active in and that we are very interested in is Brazil. And the market challenge helped us really to further intensify our business network there, because the solution that we would like to roll out there is hydropower. And hydropower, as we have just seen, and I think you all might know, is really of global importance, and especially towards our, let's say, aim to have a greener society. And in the light of the current energy crisis, hydropower solutions are more needed than ever. So with HYPOS, we have a decision support tool that combines Earth observation, hydrological modeling, and in situ data. And we have developed this suite jointly. So we are the Earth observation expert and the experts in integration, but we have teamed up. So EOMAP is leading the HYPOS development, but we have teamed up with colleagues from Sweden, with the Swedish Meteorological and Hydrological Institute, SMHI, with colleagues in Italy, with CNR, Norwegian entities like NTNU. And we also had Stucky in our team. They are an engineering and design company, and they are specialized in dam and hydropower operations. So it was very important to have also someone from the actual field as part of the development team. So what I would like to mention is that we just recently won the Ersk Partnership Award for our HYPOS solution, and the partnership award is granted for outstanding collaboration for the EO user uptake. And that is, of course, exactly what we would like to do, on what we would like to achieve. The hydropower industry should use HYPOS as a tool in their daily operations. So this award was also one more step together with the, excellent opportunity to be part of this hub, to be more present in this market. So the aim of HYPOS is really to help to increase the performance of hydropower decision makers and, the performance of hydropower activities, and help the decision makers to do better decisions and more economic, have more economic benefit and do something good for the environment at the same time. Maybe just some more words about HYPOS. It was initially an EU-funded project, and we can contribute with that. The aim was to develop a tool that contributes to all three main stages of the hydropower projects. So that is design, construction, and operation. And we have been for many years now. My colleagues have attended the Hydro, which is the key event of the hydropower community. And while some years ago, Earth observation companies, and we were looked a bit at like unicorns, we see now that there's a great interest. We really see that the community is looking at new ways of managing the reservoirs, and the community is still quite traditional, but we were very happy that we see something is moving there. We had our product launch in spring 2020 at the Hydro. There was a great interest of the community, and it's a tool that is constantly evolving. We are adding new features like sediment forecasting, and also in the future there will be a snow-related component to estimate the water volume. So if you're interested to learn more about that, you can have a look at our 4 prominent European use cases that are available to browse around, to play around a bit. hypos-project.eu is the platform, and you can register there, get free access, And of course, there's also an ordering tool in case you're from the hydropower industry. We would be delighted if this makes your life much more easy than now. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Eva. And now I get back to the questions in the chat. So I see there was, or it's more like a suggestion or comment. It's again for Enrico. I don't know if you already saw this. So it's regarding the position accuracy. So since you mentioned GPS and Galileo, it could maybe be improved also with the European free GNSS service, so the EGNOS. So I think it's the geostationary overlay system. I don't know if you already considered that or if you want to make a comment on this, Enrico.
Yes, for now we consider that, but now we are.
Sorry, we don't hear you. I think your microphone is. Yeah, that's better.
Yes, we take in consider the geostationary systems, but for now we are focused in developing the solutions, because for now the solutions lack of the electronic parts, because for now we are using not a dedicated electronic, but how can I say, a sort of PC, a sort of logger. And so for now we are focused in that part, because the 3.2 meter radius that gives the Galileo as for now is quite enough. We are not interested in move the car faster than 40 kilometers per hour, because it is the traffic speed. So we don't need to go faster than 40 kilometers per hour. So for now, is enough what we are doing for the precision systems, even because we don't want to charge more the services. We want that our service is not only faster, but even cheaper for the customer. So for that, we don't want to charge any fee more, even only if we need it. Of course, we have to do it. But for now, the 3.2 meter is enough. It's really enough, because you have to think that the field operator, when we generate the point of interest, go directly to the field to check the point and find the water leaks in 6.5 meters is quite easy, quite speed and quite safe for the operators, because the traditional techniques means that two operators go to the street all the day long. In this case, the operators go directly to the points, check 6-7 meters, no more, and just take the cargo away. So even in this period with 40 degrees on the asphalt, it is quite helpful for the operators, not only for the water manager.
Okay, thanks. Very clear. Maybe I can just ask all the speakers again to take the floor now. So you can just again activate your camera, your microphone, and so we can maybe have a bit of a discussion. So you can you can just activate your microphone again, and so maybe because what I presented during my initial presentation, it was regarding the potential barriers in the market, and I'm curious to know from your experience. I mean, since we have a range of startups and companies here with us today, so it can be interesting to hear from you. What are your experiences, and how do you see these kind of barriers that we try to tackle with this platform? Because I mentioned so user acceptance. So we saw that in the Ersk study that startups and companies, or at least a part of them, if they struggle with something, it's mostly to do with finding new customers and markets, and so dealing with this lack of awareness. Also, that solutions are seen as too technical, or that customers are not prepared to invest. So, in your eyes, what are the main, from your experience, what would you say is the main challenge that you're facing? So maybe we can just go around the table, and I would maybe start with Pablo. Maybe if you want to start.
Yes, sure. The truth is that there are different barriers when you are trying to go with an Earth observation product to the market, and that's depend, on my opinion, properly on the type of market you are addressing. If it's a very technical market, you have some problems. If it's a very traditional market or very governmental market, there is another barrier. If it's corporate, it's different as well. But in the end, you have to deal with all of them. Of course, for us, when we are as we are dealing with emergencies, one of the main barriers is, hey, I will call you when I have an emergency. When do you will have new data? So it's like, okay, wait, this is something we have to deal with very carefully. And in the end, it's like managing very different satellite providers as one only constellation. It's our goal. It's important. Latency is another bottleneck for us. Is how long do you take to have the data from the satellite pass? And this is something that is sometimes go no go for certain clients. It's important on the technical part, but in the end, there is like a initial work for make people understanding what we can achieve with satellites and what we cannot achieve with satellites. It's huge. It's incredible. It's absolutely awesome, the technology, but sometimes it's like needed to, hey, this is my limitation. I hope this is a no-go for you, but we can do all of this. Maybe not that, but all of this. No, but I want that. So, okay. So it's a question of raising awareness and just learning, educating. Yeah.
Okay, and is there a way also to improve then, for instance, this latency, or are you looking at different? I mean, you mentioned different data providers. So what are the options there? Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we are pushing the market. Okay, we are very small, but we are not the only one dealing with this issue. So we are pushing the European Commission or the people from the ESA. One of the good things about being in this ESA competition was to have access to the project manager of Sentinel-1, Sentinel-2. So it's like on a regular basis, hey, what about the latency? Are we going to improve that? Yeah, we are dealing with that. But we are in contact with the Spanish delegation as well. And it's something that they are aware now that it's needed to improve. So it's something that there is something very good about Copernicus, that is, in fact, the latency is quite good compared to the private market. You have the data in between 3 and 6 hours. This is near real time for private constellations, and it's in fact it has an overcharge when you buy data in that latency. So it's like, okay, using open source data is even faster than sometimes private, and it's confusing when you are trying to say to a customer, hey, I will provide you more data than the one I have with Copernicus, but you have to pay more for that, and it's going to be slower, and the size of the image normally is going to be reduced. Well, it's the way of it's the consequences of having such great satellites with being open source. It's like, okay, if I have to pay, it must be better, and no. It's not better. It's more data, but it's not better. It's very difficult sometimes to create this storytelling about, okay, more data, more expensive, but not better. It's but I guess I realized that ESA is working hard because there are many business that is not being done because of the latency. Okay. Anyone wants to comment on that, or wants to share their like perspective or experience with the challenges they face? I will say just only a small comment that being a startup, the sales cycles when we are working with governments or you are working with corporates can kill as an SME, an startup. It's always that we always try to say that
it's good that the European Commission, ESA, and some other stakeholders provide a lot of grants for creating brand new products. But I don't need grants. I need clients. It's just the main. But if my solution is going to help governments, don't try to help me to be my client. Don't give me money to develop an awesome solution, and after that I die because I cannot sell because I'm very small. I cannot present to tender. And please be my client. Is the main claim, I would say. This is our main barrier in a commercial terms.
All right, I think Gaetano wants to comment on that.
Yeah, I totally agree with Pablo. In this moment, we are like evangelizator of this market, also because up to now, a lot of that market is in the end of large system integrator. They every time try to recreate the wheel for the customer, and each project is million project. We are here with a new approach where we offer a software as a solution, a software as a service solution. We offer a platform, we offer the cloud, and we reduced the amount of money that our customer can spend. But my experience is that a lot of customers, a lot of municipalities, but also other potential customers, they don't know the value of satellite imagery, satellite analytics. So there is a problem of knowledge in the market, how they can use the space technologies to solve a problem. Also because sometimes also the past experience is not so powerful, so exciting, because it's a lot of spending in investment in infrastructure, in servers, in new software development with no insight, just a map with a lot of colors. And I spoke with the National Railways company. They manage around 70,000 kilometers of network in Italy, at probably the same. And they say, I don't need to see every day a map with a lot of colors. I need to know if I need to stop or not a train, and if I have a problem with thousands of people that can be in a dangerous situation. So this is the step. The solution is not just the elaboration of image, but all the companies that are around this virtual table, they offer action, the buzzword actionable insight. And this buzzword is probably the value proposition that we are bringing on the market, and we need to support to say, okay, invest not in CapEx, but invest in OpEx. And you can see that this investment can reduce your cost, reduce your problem, and give you, you can use the money to improve investment, but not investment in software, investment in infrastructure. I agree with Enrico. I know the fantastic work that they are doing, because in Italy we have a big problem with water pipe. So sometimes they spend a lot of money to try to search the problem, and not money to solve the problem. And this is our mission in the market. So this is my vision.
Okay, and then maybe there was also a question so that I want to address now. So this one was for Candela. So it's about your solution. So does it only work or only rely on the satellite component, I mean the satellite data, or is it also complemented by ground-based measurements?
It depends on the client whether he wants to integrate and complement with other today's data, but for us to work, we are only based on satellite data. Of course, when you do some construction works in a city, it's mandatory that you have in situ instrumentation. So that's the best potential. Like with satellite, we have like a global view of a big area, and with the in situ sensor, we have just local information of specific points. So we really complement each other very well. But for us to work, we only need the satellite data.
Okay, perfect. And maybe you also want to comment on some of the challenges that you have faced, or maybe because I referred to the challenges in my presentation that were also identified by the industry survey from Ersk, from the study. So I mean, it was also already mentioned, like finding new customers is always a big challenge. Getting to them, and of course, raise the awareness of space-based solutions. And I hope we also can do that with this platform. But what are your experiences for these kind of challenges?
Yeah, well, first of thing, I agree a lot with what Pablo has said. Like, we don't need more grants to develop projects. We need this support to be able to access the administration and the big stakeholders. And I mean, we are working with the civil engineering sector, and it's a sector is quite traditional, even though they are in this digitalization path towards digitalization, and they want to move fast, but things are like, they are big companies, they are going slow. So if you go there with a new technology, it's like, yeah, I don't care whether it is scientific validated, it's already working. I want to validate myself. So they don't trust. So that's why I say it's so important for us to say, hey, we have the support of ESA in our back. So it gives you like a bit more power, but it's really challenging. Like, how come with a satellite you can measure something we are measuring with the same tools for over a century? So these changing minds within sectors, I guess some of them will be more open than others. And when you end up in big companies, it happens that you'll have an innovation department. So you might be lucky, you get the attention of the department, they offer you to do a small proof of concept. And even though if the proof is successful, there are no ways to move into the company. So yeah, you have been tested by innovation and that's it. But it's really difficult to go from innovation into the department, the real departments in the company. So they all say they are open to innovation, but sometimes the new technologies and all these EO companies, we are stuck with the innovation departments.
Okay, and Nikhil, maybe this is also something you struggle with, convincing potential customers of this. I mean, because often, it's perceived as a technical solution, or they don't understand the value. Is this also something that you faced, and how do you try to tackle these kind of barriers, you could say?
Yeah, absolutely, Corinne. I think that's definitely a barrier we face. But I just want to echo what Pablo mentioned and what Candela also just stated, is that, more than just the grant, we need the actual connection with clients, with government bodies, with organizations to get the breakthrough. A grant can only take you so far, but to keep it sustainable, we need clients, right? And not only is it sustainable, but the clients would also give us valuable feedback as to what we can change in our solution, what we can tweak to make it better for them. So I think one of the challenges we face talking to clients is, fine, you've given us a problem, so what? What do we do about it, right? So I think we try to close a circle by saying, this is the problem, this is the likeliness of why, this is the likely root cause of the problem, and these are the suggested steps you can take to mitigate the problem. So in our case, when we talk about sediment assessment, erosion, for example, on a riverbank, we can clearly identify these are areas where there's erosion, but the client wants to know, why do you think there's erosion there? Is it loss of vegetation? And then we can suggest things as to, this is what you can do. So not only you tackle the problem now, but even going forward, you can tackle the problem. So I think just to reiterate, I think the issue is not just identify the problem, but also suggest to the client what we can do to tackle that problem.
Okay, and then maybe I move on to Eva, because you also mentioned partnerships in Sweden, Norway, Italy. So I can see that you are already working towards international partnerships. So was this also something that you were aiming for by participating in the Global Space Market Challenge to reach new markets, and then maybe also go beyond Europe? So how is that? How is that going on?
Yeah, good question. So actually for us, the partnership for the development of HyPOS is strategic that we get the best experts for the different components. It's an Earth observation tool, but it can benefit greatly from other inputs for the decision support tool. For the internationalization, we look more for the size of the market and where the problem is most pressing. We know that Brazil is one already of the biggest, let's say, hydropower producers, and they also have, due to environmental issues, a lot of problems with sedimentation, which is the cost driver due to different reasons. So let's say we have an international teaming for the HyPOS solution, but also the solution is designed in a way that we can add other data sets. So it's more, we set this up in that international way, but we could also use partners from other countries on top. And for the internationalization, we go to the biggest markets, and we already are well connected in Brazil. So that was the reason why we applied in the challenge for Brazil to get further support here.
All right. I don't know if you have any other comments, or if someone of the audience has another final question, because we are heading towards the end of the meeting. So if someone wants to make a final comment, this is the moment.
Maybe, Cornelia, if I may take
Yes,
this
sure.
opportunity also because I have to leave in a few minutes. No, I just wanted to thank everyone for, first of all, of course, attending the session today and for all these interesting remarks. I think many of them are well noted. We're aware of them, and we hope to support you in this regard, of course, in the future. I'm really happy to see all the progress that's been made in the past year, and that the exercise of the competitions was valuable to you. Really great videos actually that were made, I believe, and I think it's very nice that they have a life after this event and can be taken to the different events to really promote space, kind of really in this regard of what all of you highlighted, making space known to your customers as well, and really getting the message across. So just to say thank you again for having taken part, for making all of this happen, and hope to see you soon, maybe at the Industry Space Days at ESTEC if you find the time. Thanks so much.
Indeed, thanks, Anna. And I just want also to highlight that indeed the videos that we showed now, so those were the shorter versions. So those were only 1 minute, because those are the ones that have been integrated in the virtual reality tool. Because the developers, they also advise us that we have to keep it a bit shorter in the virtual reality environment, because otherwise it's might be heavy for the user. But you can have a look at the somewhat longer videos of about 2 minutes, where we explain in more detail also the solutions. So those 2-minute videos, those are all embedded in the 3D web platform. So maybe if I can just link also the Space Service Hub tool in this chat so that you can find it, but you can also just easily find it on the Eurizzi main page. So I really hope that this tool, so in the future for sure we will aim to extend it, because now we already have, I think, a good variety of different solutions. So we aimed for different areas, so macro areas, so an urban area, a coastal environment, just to showcase the wide diversity of what space can bring to our society, to the different solutions in the different sectors. We focused mostly on Earth observation and positioning services, but we also have some examples of satellite communications, of course. So we are working hard to extend that and to also integrate more solutions there. So maybe in the future we can add more areas. That remains to be seen. But for now, I think it's already a good outreach tool, and I think indeed many of you already mentioned the market barriers related to finding new customers, and I hope in this sense that this can also help as an outreach tool. Also, I mean the videos we will distribute it to all of you, so you can use it for your promotion. But also don't hesitate to refer to this platform, and And then maybe we can also meet on one of the events where we host also the virtual reality tool, so that you can try it out yourselves. Yeah, we really hope that it's. I mean, we find that it's an immersive experience for the users. Again, I mentioned it. So there are kids using it, but there is also a professional audience that is being inspired by watching the videos and having this experience in virtual reality tool, but also in the 3D web platform. Yeah, so with that, I'd wish to thank you all for your contributions. Yeah, I hope to see you soon in an event. It was very nice I see here, there's one last comment. So the Netherlands Space Campus will organize the Space Non-Space Day. So there we could maybe indeed think of the virtual reality tool. So this might be an opportunity. So because we are also building a list of events where we can feature the web platform. I mean the virtual reality tool. So this might indeed be an opportunity. So I will get back to you, Linda, about that. So this might be interesting. Okay, I don't know if there are any last questions, but if not, then thanks so much for making it to the event, and I wish you all a good summer break for those who have still a summer break ahead. And yeah, thanks again so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.